Hello there, welcome to the SAMCT facility in Second Life. Let's go on inside the training dome. Let's learn about the different components of the X-Radiant Micro CT. There's the breaker box and the emergency off button on the base of the scanner. Now opening up the scanner, you can see the internal components. First, there's the source, which emits the X-rays. Next, there's the sample and the sample stage. And finally, there's the detector. Now that you know the components of the scanner, we're ready to go to the real facility at the NCFL. Let's fly there to save time. Immediately when you enter the lab, there is a cabinet. Make sure to get your radioactivity badge and put it somewhere on your body. Your badge is personalized and will have your name written on it. First, place your sample in the sample tube. There are several sample holders, so select the appropriate one. Place it in the scanner. Shut the doors. When you place a sample within the scanner, be sure it sits within the grooves. Next, shut the doors. Upon shutting the doors, you will see a light on top of the scanner go on. Then go to the computer to begin to set up the scan. After opening the controller program, select the light bulb icon. This controls the X-ray source. Put the needed values into the input fields. The X-ray source will now turn on. For example, here we're using 80 for the voltage, 8 for the power, and now we click Apply and turn the X-ray source on. Next, select the joystick icon. This moves the position of the source, sample, and detector. You can move at set increments by selecting the arrow. Here we're moving at 100 micron increments. If you notice underneath the manual input box, there's another number. This number is the actual position of your component. They can also be moved to certain positions by putting a value into the input field and selecting Go. Next, select the gear icon. This controls the actual scan that you will be carrying out. First, select Continuous Mode and then select Apply. Select Continuous, 5 seconds for exposure time, and 4 for the number of binnings, and then Start Acquisition. This will allow you to set up your scan. Upon starting, an image will appear and will update every 5 seconds, or the increment that you choose. This allows you to position the sample so the correct field of view is displayed. Each movement made will be seen on the display. Here we are moving in the positive Y direction, and the sample will move likewise. Now we're moving in the Z direction, and the sample will move also. And finally, in the X direction. After you've moved your sample several times and you have the field of view that you desire, you are ready to do an actual scan. Let's play around with this a little more and then we'll show you how to do an actual scan. Now select the gear icon again. Change the angle so you get at least 180 degrees rotation while taking images, and at least one image per angle. Select tomography and then a longer exposure time, such as 10 seconds. Upon clicking Start Acquisition, you will be prompted to put in a name. Be sure to put this within your own folder. Select Start. A timer will begin and you will be shown how long your scan will take. It will likely take a longer time, so you may turn at a later time. When you come back, it is important to take what is called a reference image. Begin a continuous scan and then move the sample completely out of the field of view. After taking this image, select the toolbox. Now the object is completely out of the field of view. You are ready to take this image. First, stop your acquisition, then click the camera to take a single acquisition. Click the right arrow until the reference tab appears. This tab is several tabs over, so just keep going. Select Browse and then select the image you took as the reference image. You are now ready to do reconstruction. Before you leave the lab, make sure to remove your sample from the scanner.